Okay, so you're live. Yeah, bye.
Hi everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this space. Today we'll be talking about introduction to front-end development. So let me share my screen. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So welcome to the office. So we'll be talking about the rudiments of front-end development. On the call, I have other mentor. That's Victoria is also here to take this class together. I believe this is the first class, so we're having more of an introductory and what we need, especially to go through this period. So there was a form that was passed out for question on the YouTube video on the videos and the material that was sent across the class. So I don't really get question. So if there is if you have question, please don't hesitate to drop it on that form again. Don't hesitate to drop it on that form again so that I'll be able to attend to it. But basically, this is a beginner-friendly program. So if you are just starting out as a developer, you are at the right place and at the right time also. So front-end development. I believe most of you would have watched one or two videos that have explained what front-end development is all about. So if you have questions, yeah, we'd like to answer it. But just like we have always been saying, front-end web development is divided into two, the front-end aspects and the back-end aspects. Just like the name implies, the front-end is like what you are going to see. It is facing you, that's what you are going to be seeing. And the back-end is something behind, the magic behind the front-end. So in this program, you'll be needing some tools to be able to work effectively. And one of them, like I itemize here, is the text editor. In the YouTube video, you have been there has been a guideline on how you can download a text editor. We have different types. We have VS Code. We have Sublime. But what I'm writing here is just VS Code because that's the most popular one that you can see or you can see everywhere. You have a great website. So that's the popular one that you can see anywhere and at any time. So make sure you download it. The link to the website will be part of what was sent to you. But ordinarily, if you go to if you search for VS Code installation, you definitely see. You can see here, download VS Code. Once you click on it, if you are using Mac, yeah, this should work. Yeah, this is the link. If you are here now, just click on based on the OS you are using. If you are using Windows, if you are using Mac, so just click on it and select the appropriate one. So you get to download it. Then if you download it, the VS Code will look like something like this. It will look like something like this. So this is all you need for now. This is all you need for now. And then Yeah, then from there we'll proceed. Also, you also need a browser. Yes, like your HTML is being run in your browser. So
Hi,
I can
Isiaka,
see
are you
something.
there?
Yes, I'm with you. Victoria, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yeah, please proceed.
Okay, so I can see some of the comments on the YouTube channel that you didn't receive any form. Okay, now I believe you will receive the course material, those things you will be needing for the class. It has been sent to you. So if you have any other issue, let us know. So if you did not receive any form, but you have received the materials needed for this week class, and you have any issue, don't hesitate to drop it. I'm also checking the YouTube message. Also, the link is in the CodePen task. Yes, you have a task to create some of the accounts. Those are the things you'll be needing. You are to create for Figma, you have to create for Figma, you have to create for CodePen. Yeah, so, and I think you have like five accounts you have to create. Please ensure you create it. And when you are submitting your task, please, this is very, very important. This is very, very important. When you are submitting your task, make sure you make sure that you give a permission. So this is how you give a permission if you are need to using Google Docs. If you click on this file now and you click on share, if you go to this share with others, yeah, you see something like this. So this will display that you are the owner. Now you must be able to, if you have to click on this general access and click on either you can make it a viewer because nobody is going to be editing your work, but make sure you change it either viewer or editor. But I will advise you to put it as viewer so that you'll be sure that nobody edits your work or nobody make changes. So once you click on this viewer, yeah, I said, so you update the permission, yes. Then you are going to copy the link. Sorry, you are going to copy the link like this. Then you are going to click on done. So once you click on done, then you can now paste in the URL to that to your that will be your submission URL. Please make sure that you give access because you won't expect the mentor or anybody grading your tasks to what's blurry. So you won't expect anyone grading your tasks to start asking you for permission. That will not be acceptable. So make sure that you give permission while submitting or while editing your task. Please, Victoria, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So let me just address.
Please, some people are saying they are not receiving course material. Please, can you help me to speak on that?
Okay, yeah. So, guys, can you guys? I'm sure you guys can hear me. So first of all, some people here are saying that it's blurry, right? It's going to be blurry on your end if you don't increase the quality of your video display. So you just click on the settings there, and then you'll be able to increase the quality of the YouTube video, right? So it can be clearer. So for the YouTube, for the resources, right? Isiaka, I don't know if I can share my screen, so I'll just show them.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, 1 minute.
And those people asking about Slack channel. For now, Slack channel is not yet available. Once it is once you need to join the Slack channel, you will get the link. So for now, we are going to be using the LMS.
Okay, guys. So Isiaka, can I proceed?
Yes,
Isiaka,
I can see your screen. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I can see. Go ahead.
Okay, So basically, the resources for week 1 has been sent out, and we're using the LMS for every single thing about the cohort, right? The LMS is actually very, very important for you to get information about anything that is happening in the cohort. You have to be very active on the LMS. So using the LMS for every single thing. So you should have your LMS login details, right? When you log into LMS, this is my LMS. This is me logged into the LMS right here. So when you check tax, right? Oh, no, when you check posts, you'll see the posts that have been made by the coordinator, right? So if you check the post, if you look at this place here, check your post, you should see, if you're a front-end person, you should see the 2 posts for front-end guys, right? Here we have front-end week 1, introduction to programming. This is the resources, right? These are the resources for this week's these are the resources for this week. So if you click on this eye icon here, if you click on the eye icon, you should see the resources. See here, we have front-end week 1, introduction to programming. We have a video here that introduces programming. We have a video that introduces front-end engineering. We have other resources here, like this one says, you should set up your front-end environment, just like what Isiaka was showing you guys not too long ago, how to get VS Code installed. When you click on this, if you see they are clickable. So if you click on this now, it's going to load and then open the video. It's going to load and open the video, right? So cool. It's going to load and open the video. So you can just check your LMS. Make sure you are always checking posts so you don't miss any updates. You check your LMS, you go through the videos. This place says set up your front-end environment, set up Stack Overflow account, set up GitHub account, set up introduction to Git, right? Explaining Git a bit. And then this place says set up your CodePen and Replica. So when you watch these tutorial videos, you should be able to do your tasks. You should be able to do your tax, right? So in case you have not seen the tax, right? If you have not seen the tax, you should check. I'm a tutor right now, so I don't know if things display, if the way it's displaying on my hand is actually different from the way it's displaying on your hand. But you should see tax on your end too, right? So when you check tax, you should see different tax. This one says introduction to programming for front end. You can see here for front end, right? So when you click on this, you should see, the instruction for the task. This place says sign up on the following platform and submit the link to your profile. All profile links should be in a single Google Doc. Following instructions is very important. So you have to make sure that you're following all instructions. Read this carefully and then do all this. The resources sent out will actually help you do all this. And if you notice, you have like 2 assignments. This is just one of them. If you go here, you can see that it is 2, introduction to programming. This one says, based on the video introducing front-end development, create a CodePen single page, right, explaining what front-end development is and why you chose this part, right? So based on the resources, you should be able to do this. And as you can see here, some people are saying that they have not seen it, that it is not on the elements. Please make sure you are checking the LMS properly and make sure you have registered for front-end engineering. You can see here that some guys already submitted their work. You can see we have about 230 submissions already on this particular task. So it is on the LMS. You just have to check the LMS, check tags, and then be sure to follow posts, right? So Isiaka also mentioned something about a form that was sent out. The form is actually on the LMS, but obviously many of you have not looked at it. Look at it here. It says mentors office hours for support classes, right? So when you check the LMS, when you check post, you see this post here. I made this post myself. If you click on it, if you click on this post, you should see this write-up. You should see this write-up requesting for questions in a form, right? We sent out a form. When you click this form, you see here that we have Zuri front-end questions on week 1 contents, right? So basically, we work with orderliness, right? In as much as we release resources and the likes, or maybe we have the YouTube channel where you can, see different things before. And if you just want to look at the YouTube channel, we actually work with orderliness. So we are going to be answering questions based on the weekly contents. You understand? So for this week, this form sent out says you should fill in your questions for week 1 contents. So when you have gone through the resources, or if you have gone through a particular video concerning a topic, let's say you go through the introduction to front-end engineering, and there's something you don't understand, or there's something you actually want us to explain further, then you can now click on this form, fill in your email, put in your name, put in your front-end question. This part of let's say you are trying to you are trying to set up your front-end environment. Let's say you're trying to get VS Code on your system and it's not working and you're getting an error message. You can screenshot that error message and maybe post it in a Google Drive and then paste the link here so we can see what issue you're having. This is because we want to utilize the support classes very, very well. We want to utilize the time allocated to the support classes because time is of essence and we cannot really cover every single thing. But if there are questions, like pre-asked questions before every class, we know that, okay, this is what we are dealing with. We just come on the class and explain these things, right? So it is very, very important that you use this form. We're going to be attending to questions based on this form, right? So today's class, there are no questions because I understand that, okay, this has only 5 views. So obviously many of you guys have not seen this, but now that you have seen it, please and please, before every class, there are different classes based on mentors, available office hours. So if you look at this, you can see that I added a link to the calendar. So when you click on the calendar, you can see the available hours for mentors. You can see here that, okay, oh no, I'm supposed to add that. But you can see here that we have front-end office hours with Isiaka Isiaka and Victoria from 5 to 7 p.m. And then this is just for Monday. If you look at 27th, if you look at Wednesday, you can see that we also have front-end hours with Victoria 3 to 4 p.m. So basically, if you don't have questions before the Monday class, there are other classes too. You can always use the form, right? Fill in your questions so that we can answer them in class. This is actually very, very important, very, very important. We're going to be answering questions from the form. So if you want your questions to be answered, because we're going to attend to the form first. If you want your questions to be answered, please use the form and fill in your question or your challenge, right? So that is basically it. Every single thing about the cohort is on the LMS. The Slack channel, I see that many people are asking for Slack invites and the likes. Slack is basically just for just for the community, just to converse random conversations. But every single thing that is important about the cohort, every single thing important about the cohort will be on the LMS. So if you focus on Slack and leave the LMS, you're going to be left behind. So make sure that you're focusing on the LMS. You can use Slack for maybe further communications, but focus on the LMS. If you have questions, we have everything right here in the LMS. If you have questions, you can see here that we have frequently asked questions. We have discussions. You can click on the discussion, put in your general question. Let's say you have a general question about the cohort and the likes. You can put in your general question, right? You can put in your general question here. This place says add questions. So you can put in your general questions here and we'll attend to it. You can see that we're already attending to the questions. But for the front-end contents, if you are having an issue with the front-end videos, right? Please make sure you use the form. Use the form. Where is the form again? Make sure you use the form. Make sure you use the form, right? It's on post. Make sure you use the form. So Isiaka, I'm just going to allow you continue for now. let me take a look at the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm checking the YouTube. Some people that are doing full stack are saying they can't see these tags on their LMS.
Okay, so this tax was assigned to front end guys. I guess that's why you are not able to see it on your LMS. So we're just going to publish it again so full stack guys can see it. Thank you so very much. So but for now, the tags are on the LMS. I'm just going to publish it again for full stack guys. So just in case you're not seeing it, you're going to see it this time around. So yeah, and Isiaka, should I continue or?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be checking if I have any. I'll be checking the conversation.
Okay, okay,
Response.
nice. Yes, nice. So let me just navigate back to my dashboard. Okay, so let's talk about the front end tax that was given. Let's talk about the front end tax that was given. But before then, I'm just going to talk about front end and some important things, right? So front-end engineering, just like what Isiaka said, front-end engineering is basically all about building the front end of applications, right? So just the way you have this dashboard now, this very beautiful dashboard, you have a column for create tags. When you click on this, you can create tags. Okay, no, this is for this place is just for mentors, right? So let me just go to this. Let me just go to this post. Let me use this for my illustration. So just the way you have this very, very beautiful dashboard right now, you can see here that there's a create post button here. And when I hover on it, it changes the color. You have this post here, you have this eye symbol, you can click on it and it takes you to another page. You can interact with this dashboard, get information. You can even type in and post your questions. That is basically what the front end is. The front end is basically just every single thing the user gets to interact with, right? Every single thing the user gets to interact with. So this front end, you are enrolling for, you enrolled for front-end engineering because you want to learn how to build the front-end aspect of applications. Here we have back-end guys too. The back-end guys are actually focused on the database, right? So when you can actually log out and log in this dashboard application, right? You can log out and log in, right? Your information, what enables you to be able to log out and then log in, and then the LMS remembers that, oh, you have signed up on this platform before and you have things on this platform. What makes it possible is the back end. Yeah, it's the database. Your information that you use to log in the platform is actually saved in the database. And who builds this database? Who actually takes care of this back end parts of the front end part of the application? It's the backend developers, right? So the backend developers actually take care of the database aspects and some other technicalities of the application. While the front end guys focuses on they focus on building the front end application. What you see on the front end, the buttons you can click, how beautiful it is, how interactive it is it slow, is it okay? Every single thing about the front end is the responsibility of the front end engineer. And that is why you actually chose this path, to learn how to build the front end of applications. When you want to build the front end, you actually make use of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? You make use of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. All these things I'm explaining, do not feel confused. You may feel confused right now because you have not gone through the resources. The resources are there, right? Every single thing I'm saying right now are in the resources, right? So if you just go through the resources, you will understand so well what I am explaining, right? So for the front end guys makes use of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For example, Isiaka said it right. you make use of your VS Code. And we have a video that teaches you how to set up your front-end environment. You make use of your, is anybody saying anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so you make use of your VS Code. As you can see, I have my VS Code. I have an HTML file here, I have a CSS file here, and I have a JavaScript file here, .js, meaning that it's a JavaScript file, .css, meaning that it's a CSS file, .html, meaning that it's an HTML file, right? So we use these three basic languages, right, for building the front-end application. Other things like React and the likes are actually just extra that you can learn to, you know, make things better for you. But the fundamental of front-end engineering is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And of course, we're going to be starting with HTML, but right now we're just introducing front-end, getting an overview of what front-end engineering is, right? So you might want to ask who the front-end guys work with. Yeah, the front-end guys work with the designers and the backend, right? So yeah, when we build the front-end, we need to connect it to a database. We need to connect it to a database that stores information of people that uses the particular platform, right? So who builds the database or the server? The backend guys, right? So we have to work with them to get everything up and running. And when I mean we work with designers too, the designers come up with creative designs. Being a front-end developer doesn't necessarily mean that you're a designer, right? Being a front-end developer doesn't necessarily mean that you're a designer, but of course, you have the idea, you have idea of designs, because as you continue to build, as you continue to replicate designs from designers, you actually you get to have this sense of designing or making things look beautiful. But yes, in a standard company, you work with designers. Designers actually create the mock-up, they design the full application, and then give it to you as a front-end developer. And they give it to you as a front-end developer to create it, to bring it to life using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So this dashboard, this very beautiful dashboard that you can see here, a designer actually came up with the design. A designer designed each page in this dashboard. The designer actually designed it and then gave it to the front-end guys that worked on this dashboard and said, please bring this design to life. And the front-end guys took it up, brought it to life, and yeah, they also met with the back-end guys to, you know, make the back-end part of things work properly. And yeah, you have this very beautiful LMS they are actually working with. Yeah, so that is basically what front-end engineering is all about. That's basically what front-end engineering is all about. So when it comes to setup, like when it comes to setup, the video we released, right? The video has the video mentioned some things like the VS Code. When you look at the video, you should be able to download your VS Code easily, right? You should be able to download your VS Code easily, just the way I have mine right now in my computer, right? So when you download VS Code, you can see here that this place looks like, this place has a file symbol. This is where you actually create your file. This is where you create your file in your VS Code. So let's say I don't have an index.html file. I'm just going to click on this plus new file. So let me see if I'm just going to click on this plus. Okay, so I'm just going to click on this plus symbol, and I'm just going to write, depending on what I want to name my file. So let me just say I'm naming it index. So I'm just going to give it index.html. Cool. And I've created my HTML file. If I type here HTML, you can see that I have options like HTML, HTML5, HTML, XML. I'm just going to click on HTML5, and VS Code actually makes things very easy for me. So there are other environment that you can actually use to write your code, like the normal code application that actually comes with your system. That should be, what's the name again? Okay, basically there are other applications that you can use right now, but we actually picked VS Code because VS Code actually makes life easy, right? So instead of me manually typing doc type HTML, lang, en, and stuff like that, I can just click on HTML and it just sets everything up for me. So that is the reason why we actually chose VS Code over other IDEs, right? So, but we also have, for the VS Code, right, we have what we call Prettier. We have Prettier. Prettier actually helps you to format your code, which is very important. When you check the resources video, you see that, okay, all these things I explained there. We have Prettier. Prettier helps you to make your code look better. So let's say I just, let me do something like, H1, and then I do this. And then let's say I made my code is actually very scattered. Let's say something like that, like this video does not even look normal. I can just easily do this, can easily format my code. Can easily format with Prettier. So click on Prettier and Prettier formats it. You can see here that my very scattered H1 tag is now arranged, right? So that's like the importance of Prettier. So we also have we have Go Live, right? We have Go Live. If you can see here that I have this H1 tag, if I click on open with live server, I have my eye displaying on my screen. And this is because we have the Go Live extension, right? This Go Live extension, the way it works, as I'm making changes, is automatically going to be updating. Yeah, so if I just come here now and let's say I change I to hello. So if I change I to hello, you can see that it automatically updates, right? So this is like, it is important to actually get the Go Live extension. For you to get the Go Live extension, it's actually still explained in the video, but to get the Go Live extension, you just click on extensions here. When you over on all these things, you see the right up here, you see this one, it says extension. So when you click on here, you can see, you can search for live server and click on it to install it. I already have it installed. That is why it's showing uninstall and disable and stuff like that. So yeah, that is VS Code for you. So apart from VS Code, we have online editors, and that's what brings us to your assignment, right? So when you click on the Zuri LMS, right? Let's go to the assignment again. So it should be in post. No, it should be in tags. So we have here, these are the resources. So your assignment should be in tags, right? So when you click on tags, it says, this one says, based on the video, full stack guys, your tags has been published. This place says introduction to programming for guys that are doing front end in addition to Python, right? So it has been published for you guys, front end in addition to Node.js, like that. So it has been published for you guys. So you guys should be able to see your tags right now. So yeah, we have, based on the introduction to front end development, create a CodePen single page with maximum of 100 words, explaining what front-end development is and why you chose this path. So when you listen, when you watch the introduction to front-end, right, you should understand very well what front-end engineering is all about. You should understand very, very well what front-end engineering is all about. And from that, you should be able to, you know, write on it. Give us like 100 words about front-end engineering, why you chose this part, or probably why you chose this part. You can add extra to what you can add extra, like saying what you look forward to, what you aim to accomplish by choosing this part and stuff like that. Just be creative, but at least write enough for us to understand that, to enable for us to really get it, that you understand what front-end engineering is all about, right? So to do this task, we said you should create a CodePen single page, right? Using CodePen. CodePen is actually an online IDE, right? So when you're using VS Code, for people to see your work, you actually push to GitHub, right? You push to GitHub, and then you can, you know, send them the link for them to see your work, and do whatever they want to do with it, right? So, but if you're not using VS Code, if you're using CodePen, CodePen is an online IDE. You can just easily use it and then send the link to whoever you want to see your work. So let's just go to codepen.io. So when you go to code, if you type codepen.io, you can see here that Google actually makes life easy. We have different links to CodePen. So this is CodePen, right? I already have an account with CodePen, right? So when you check the video, you should see how to create an account with CodePen and how to really, really use CodePen, right? So I'm just going to touch CodePen a bit based on the assignment. So you click on, so I can click on my work. So I don't need to, I'm just going to create a pen. So as you can see, I've created a pen. I'll give this pen a title. So let's say about front end development. Yeah, so that's the title of my pen. We call it a pen, CodePen, right? So you can see that we have HTML, we have CSS, we have JavaScript. This is an online IDE, right? This is an online IDE. So you have the three core of front-end development. You have this for you, this for you, and this for you. So you can type in your HTML code here, type in your CSS code here, and type in your JS code here, right? So basically, this is already customized to, you know, work with HTML, right? To work with HTML. So you can see that as I'm typing here on the HTML part, you can see that it's reflecting here. It's reflecting here. So basically, this is what you're going to use. So you're just going to write what you want to write. We've not taught you guys CSS, and we've not introduced CSS to you guys, right? So, but we've not also introduced HTML to you guys, and that will be for next week. We'll probably introduce HTML. So, but we just want you guys to, you know, have be familiar with the CodePen online IDE, right? Be familiar with the CodePen online IDE. So you just come here and just, you know, tell us about the front-end engineering and what you like about it, why you chose the path. So you can type in every single thing you want to let us know, yeah, and it should be long because after all, we said 100 words at least. So type it here, ignore this CSS part, ignore this JavaScript part because you're not writing CSS and JavaScript right now. So just fill in your, just like writing an essay, write the essay here, right? Save your work. Has been saved, right? I can enable this, but that's okay. So it has been saved, and you can just copy this link and send it to whoever you want to send it to. So let's say I open an incognito tab. Oh no. New incognito window. Let's say I open that. This is what incognito tab simply means is you are viewing it as if you're not the owner of as if you're not the owner of the work, right? So if I open this new incognito tab, you can see here that I can see my work, right? So this is actually very important. Incognito windows are actually very, very important because you can just use it to confirm that what you are actually submitting what you're actually submitting or sending is something that the mentors can actually access, right? So when you open the new incognito window, just test your link there. When you are sending a Google Docs, because many a times we just quickly send in our assignments without confirming that these assignments are accessible. If you send a doc that is not accessible, no one is going to ask you to, nobody's going to request access, right? Nobody's going to request access. So that's what we're telling you beforehand now. Make sure that your docs, any document you're sending to us, make sure it is accessible, right? So when you click on when you make the document accessible, you want to confirm by, opening an incognito window and just pasting the link there to see if it's going to open properly on the mentor's end, right? So you can just use the incognito window to test your links and stuff like that. So this is just for, that's just that. So that's just that for that. So basically you use a CodePen and then you send us the link, which is this link right here. So if you notice, according to the resources, we have, let me just go to the resources. Introduction to programming. No, this is back. So let me go to resources, post. We check post for the resource. So when you click on this introduction to front-end engineering, okay, you can see here that we have two online IDEs. We have the CodePen and we have Replica. We have CodePen and Replica. Oh, this is a video basically. So, but we actually introduced CodePen and Replica, and the reason being that, the reason why we actually introduced two online IDE, right? For the beginning of this cohort. Basically, you're not going to be working with online IDs throughout. You're just going to start with it and then move to your VS Code. We start pushing code to GitHub, and then we're going to be grading through GitHub. Like, we're going to check your work through GitHub. You're just going to send us a GitHub link. We check your work through GitHub and stuff like that. So, but for now, you're going to submit using the online IDE. So the difference between Replit and CodePen, the difference between Replica and CodePen is the fact that, as you can see here, CodePen actually only gives you a one-page. It gives you a one-page document. You only just have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And yes, this is very okay to build a page, right? A website like a page. It's actually okay for you to build a front-end page, but it's not okay to build like a website that have multiple pages and stuff like that. So that is why we actually have the Replica online IDE. What I mean by you cannot create multiple pages, because every HTML document is actually a page. Every HTML document is a page, right, on the website. So this place actually gives us only one HTML document, one CSS document, and one JS document. Yes, CSS, one page for CSS is actually okay for a full website, because you can just attach all your designs and all and the likes. But one HTML page is not actually okay, because you can only just design one page using the one HTML page. So you cannot actually create, there's no button here to create an extra HTML page, right? But Replit actually gives us the opportunity to create an extra HTML page. So if you see, if you click on create here, you see it tells you to put in a template. So if you're a Python person, if you're a Node.js person, anything you're doing, C++, JavaScript, Java, C, and the likes, you can actually use the Replit at any point in time. It's actually it's open to all kinds of developers. So let's just click on our HTML, CSS, and JavaScript at Frontend Engineers. So let's just name this intro. You give it a title. So I'm just going to create my Replit. So as you can see here, we have Replit, right? And as you can see, we have index.html, we have script.js, we have style.css, right? So we have 3 files here, just the way CodePen gave us 3 files. But this time we have a plus button to add more files, right? So I can click here and I can add an extra HTML file, right? I can add an extra HTML file that I can easily link to my index.html. So I can add something like vic.html. Cool. And this works. I have an extra page that I can use to create extra pages, and I can create as much as I want, right? So this is what CodePen doesn't give to us. Since you are doing a one-page assignment, that is why we actually asked you all to use CodePen. When we get to the point where you have to build a website with multiple pages, or a web application, or something functional with multiple pages, we're actually going to ask you guys to use Replit for your VS Code and push to GitHub, right? Yes. So yes, that is actually it for Replit. That is what makes Replit different from CodePen. But please, for your assignments, follow the instructions. If you are told to use CodePen for your assignments and you submit a Replit link, you're going to get automatic 0.5 for not following instructions. This is because this training is not just to teach you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This training is actually to teach you how to give you soft skills and other stuff, to teach you how to work with people. Following instructions is very, very important. When you actually go for a competition and you are asked to build something, right? To build something, when you don't read the instructions carefully, right, you end up building something that was not even asked. You understand? Or maybe when you go for JAMB, you write your JAMB and they're like, use a pencil to tick your answer, and then you use a biro to tick your answers. You're going to fail because you did not follow the instructions. So in this cohort, we're making sure that you don't just learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You also learn some very good skills like following instructions, right? And also submitting on time, because each task have deadline. If you don't submit your task before the deadline, the task will close up and you won't be able to submit again. That's because we want you to understand that everything is seriousness. Like, you have to be serious about everything. So you have to meet up with deadlines. You have to follow instructions. I repeat, if you do not follow the instructions, if you submit a wrong link, you're actually not going to get your points. Even if you submit a Replit link, and then you did so well, your design is actually awesome, you did so well, you're still going to fail because you did not follow the instructions. Talking about the form too, when it comes to instructions, we have said it that the form, you should fill in your questions for week 1. If you go ahead to fill in a question that is not concerning the content of week 1, maybe something outside the box, or maybe something about week 7 topics and the likes, we are not going to answer your question because you are not following instructions. So you have to make sure that you are following instructions at all times. It's actually going to help you work in real world cases. Like, it's going to help you work work together and collaborate in real world projects. So yeah, so that is it. It's a training to actually mold you properly, So for now, that is it. So okay, that is not it for now. I want to actually show some extra resources that you can use for front-end development. So we have given you some resources, and definitely every week we're going to be giving resources, right, for the contents for that week. We're going to be giving resources that will enable you handle your tasks, right? But yeah, like I said in the post, research is key. Research is key. You know, it's not just about teaching you, it's about your own self. It's about you willing to learn. It's about you putting in extra effort to learn so much more. When it comes to HTML, we have so many tags, so many different HTML tags that obviously we cannot explain every single thing to you. And that is why research is important, so that some things that are not touched in class or some things that are not touched in the video, you actually still get to, explore, right? explore. Every developer has to learn the skill of research and exploring, right? Because nobody knows it all. Even when you get a real life job, even when you are working, even when you are 6 years into web development, things change. Things change. Technologies are changing every single time, right? So you have to always be up to date. And that is where research comes in. Research is actually very, very important. For your whole level, the kind of research you can do is to, read extra, read wide. And what resources you can use for this is the web, is the one resource you can use for this is the W3 schools, right? So the W3 schools.
I think you click on creating a website.
Yeah, I made a mistake. So W3 schools. Yeah. So this is actually one very great resource you can use. You can just your free time after you have attempted your tasks, you have gone through the resources, your free time. Let's say you have extra time and you want to learn more, you can just come here. You can see that we have HTML, right? You can see that we have HTML. If you click on HTML basics, for example, you can see that we have so many things about HTML, right? That you can, just take a look at your free time. So let's go here. You can see that this place says HTML documents. All HTML documents must start with a document type declaration doc type HTML. The HTML document itself begins with HTML and ends with /HTML. These are little things that you can just look at. And you see that this website with W3 Schools is actually very, very interactive, right? So you can see that it has something called try it yourself, a try it yourself button. So when you click on this button, it opens an online IDE for you that you can just, interact with, you can play with. This place now, you can see that it says my first heading. You can just play with it, and maybe if you change, let's say you make it intro, introduction, HTML, for example. When you run this, click on run, you see that it changes, right? So this is actually a very, very great tool you can use to, just read wide, research wide, and it's actually going to be very, very useful, right? Actually going to be very, very useful. So you can just, do this apart from the resources we have given to you all, right? And then we also have the Zuri YouTube channel, of course. The Zuri YouTube channel is actually packed with so much information. So you can just type the Zuri team YouTube. So when you click on the Zuri team YouTube, you should be subscribed to the Zuri team YouTube as a Zuri student, right? It is actually important because you do not want to miss any updates, right? New videos, new information, you don't want to miss any updates. So you should be subscribed to it. So you can just click on it. You can see I'm subscribed. You can click on the subscribe button to subscribe. So when you click on this place, let's say you want to just learn more, you can just easily, go through, look at the videos. There are so many things here. We also have like drop-ins and stuff like that. So you can just, explore. You're not restricted to the resources we publish on the LMS. You can explore. Feel free to explore, right? Feel free to explore. It's actually going to grow you more. And yeah, it's actually going to open your, it's actually going to make you learn a lot more and even ask more sensible questions, right? More sensible questions that are deep, that we can, and maybe you may not see the solution online. Of course, Google knows it all, but maybe it may be hard for you to, get the answers. When you read wide, you actually get to ask questions like that. So, and it's actually very, very awesome. So I've been talking for a long time now, and Isiaka, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Victoria. I think this is past 6, so we still have some time left. I've been going through the YouTube comments. Some of you, one of the questions that got asked often is about full stack not seeing the task. Try and refresh your page again. I think it has been posted, especially for people offering
So I'm not sure.
so pop-up was.
Okay,
Yeah,
go on. I
you want
missed you. No, go on. I can hear you. I could not hear you before, but I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Another question that also pop up was what's the difference between the front end and the full stack? Just like Victoria has explained earlier, front end deals with what you can see on your browser, the button, the input feed. They are all part of the front end. Now, backend deals with the database, the logic aspects. You input your name and password and to register. When you come back another time, when you try to register again, it tells you that no, you have already registered. That because your details were being saved in the database. So and that deals with the backend. So full stack anybody working as a full stack developer will work both on the front end and the back end. It's possible. It's possible. So just need to keep learning. Also, a lot of people were making comments as regards the submission. One of the first was that if you are not clear about something, you should not try it. If you are not clear about something, it's better you ask, because you can see the submission doesn't have when you submit, you don't have any option of edit or any option of resubmit again. If you are not that clear on any submission, please ask question. And there is we have posts and we have discussions on your elements. For now, LMS is your best friend. You have posts there. You can see the posts and the discussions that have been going on. Check through before you make any submission. And if you are posting anything, try and make sure that you post it in another tab. If you are posting maybe a link to your CodePen or a link to your document, make sure you put it in another tab so that you can be able to see. And for those of you that have submitted the task without making it view for all, then you can still redo it. You can try and make the changes. Hopefully, if there's any other grace of doing that, they will let you know. But as for now, if you have submitted and you have not been graded, but you have not done the restriction stuff, make sure you do it just now so that you won't be graded low. So another thing I think you were also told that maybe Victoria was still mentioned is having a GitHub account. Yes, because it's part of the we have Stack Overflow, we have Stack Overflow, we have Figma, we have GitHub. Please make sure you register on this and make sure your link is clickable. Because that will reduce stress. Imagine when you post a link and it's just like a word, and it's difficult for someone to click. I might want to copy and I copied, maybe I didn't copy it clear properly. But if you make it as a link, it will be easier for me to just click on it and go to it and view it. So because we are going to be grading, it's not a matter of you submit, maybe if you didn't do it as you were told to be done, you will definitely not get a good score. So as for full stack, I'm seeing a lot of questions coming over. Please, if you have not seen your tax, you definitely seen it. Try and refresh your page. I haven't seen any tax notice via email or LMS. That's from Tomi Ajiboye. Please try and make sure you log in with the details you used to register. And if you have chosen front end, definitely you will see it. And if you have chosen full stack, you will definitely see it. So that's all about that. Yeah, I'm checking through your comments. How do I submit links on Google Drive? Mine isn't clickable after submitting. So I would like maybe I can just do something related to that. Okay, now please. I want to share screen.
Okay, let me stop sharing.
Okay, now I'm sharing my screen. As for example, now I want to create this document. I believe everyone can see my screen. For example, now I want to create a Google Docs. Now, if I type docs.new, this is just a shortcut of creating a new document. You don't need to just go to your drive, pressing new and understand Google Docs. One of the shortcuts of doing it is when you press docs.new like this. If you click on it, it will if you click on it, it will create a new document for you. So now see, for example, now I have a new docs here. I can change it here, like let me say assignment submission as the title, or you can put your name, assignment, like this. If I'm writing something like this now, fine, this is my document. Now whatever I'm supposed to write here, maybe my GitHub, just has been told, my GitHub, this is my link, https www.github.com/Isiaka. So you can see now this is my own GitHub account, for example. Now as I'm done, it automatically saves. You don't need to bother about it. You can say last edit was seconds ago, so it automatically got saved. So you don't need to be afraid of it. The only thing I would just advise you that make sure that you are linking your Google account to it. Though definitely, if you are going to open it, you must have a Google account. So just make sure that it's your own. Then go to the file now. Now, when you go to the file, then I'm done. Assuming this is all what I need. Now you need to share with others. Please don't just once you click on share with others, it will bring up this window. It's coming up now. It brings up this window now. This pop-up now. I will advise you not to add a lot because there are a lot. You don't know who is going to share. You don't know who is it. But now, if you look at it now, only people with access can open with this link. Now that means that I'm the only one that can open this link. Any other person cannot open this link. So if you submit the link like this, you are going to be having issue. You are going to be having issue because nobody else will be able to open it. And if I'm grading, it's somehow tedious. I have numbers of students to grade, and I have to start requesting for access from you. No, it's not everybody that will have that time. So you can make it easier on your own hand. Instead of this restricted, now go to anyone with the link. Go to anyone with the link. Now it will be updating. Now, what do you want anyone on the link to be? Now, anyone on the link on the internet with the link can view. So now, if this is the barest minimum you need. Anyone on the internet, because me too, I don't want the fact that I don't want to edit your work, the work you have done. I don't want access to edit it because maybe by editing it, I might change it, and that is a cheating on your hand. So that's not fair. But you can just make it as view. Anybody here can be able to view it. If I copy this link now after you've copied it, then you click on done. That's all what you need. Now, if I open this incognito, if I open a private window now, and I click on and I put this here, you can see now. That's why the fact that you can see now is bringing in sign in. That's why the fact that nobody doesn't know who owns this account. I can still see what was written. I can still see what was written. You can see now it's saying maybe I should edit, request edit access. Nobody needs your edit access. So if I click on me as a mentor, as a mentor, and I want to grade. If I click on this now, I'll be able to see your profile. I'll be able to see your GitHub profile. So please make sure. Don't be. There's no. There's a saying that a rolling moss gather. A rolling stone gather no moss. So don't be in hurry to submit your task. Rather, be clear of what you want. Be clear of what you are submitting before you submit. Like now, we don't. The task doesn't have a deadline yet, and a lot of people have submitted. I've seen a lot of people that have graded. I can see some people commenting on it that have graded. They didn't give an access. So this is also part of something. You go through all these things in life, and it's not every time we have option of second chance. So if you have not, if you don't give access, make sure you do it now, and yeah, you get it. Anything can happen. And secondly, the question form. Now, people, I guess Victoria make it explicit on the issue of you, on the issue of you having the form on your LMS. On your LMS, you have it already. Go to where we have posts. Go to where we have posts. Now I'm on the post here. Scroll down and read something related to your own. Thank God we don't really have much for now. We only have like 15 posts. Scroll down, Node.js question, and just look for the one related to your whole, maybe your front end, maybe your PHP. Make sure you just go there and read. The LMS is your best friend now, because now we don't have something like a Slack channel for now. We have, so the best thing you have now is your LMS. Now, Victoria, as you can see now, Victoria posted something here, mentor office hours for support classes. Try and click on it. Now you can see we have, now I can go to show original page, which is fine, or you want. Now, if you look at it now, this is what she posted. Class will be based on pre-asked question. So this is where you are going to find the form. Now you can see here, again here, there's a form down here. You have a form here. Again, you can see this line. Again, it is important to note that we run the program with orderliness. Yes, you just don't expect that ask me a Python question. Even if I know it, I may not be able to answer. I may not answer because it is not related to that class, and because we don't want others to get bored. Because this is a beginner-friendly program. I won't expect someone that's just learning HTML and CSS. Now, I have to start explaining JavaScript. I have to start explaining React because you ask a question. No, that's not been done. So, so please make sure your question is being related to the week or to the materials you were given. So once you click on this form, now I'll click on the form now. I'll be redirected to the docs. Yeah, I think it's still loading. Yeah, it's still loading. So as you can see now, we have this Zuri front-end question on week 1. So any challenge you are having, or you pass through, maybe when you are setting up your GitHub account, or when you are setting up your Stack Overflow or CodePen or any other thing, any challenge you are facing, you can just put it here, put in your email, put in your name. We are not despite the fact that we are asking for your name, in as much your question will be treated with well, your details will be treated with utmost confidentiality. So you don't need to be afraid by you putting your name. So at times you might have ask a question that we need the mentor to reach out to you. Maybe, for example, now you're having a challenge linking your CSS to HTML, and now maybe you just only tell me that I'm having a challenge linking my CSS to my HTML. This is not too descriptive because I don't know what challenge you are having. So now, but by maybe you mention your name or your email, I can easily send a mail to you. I can easily look for your name and message you. So these are the reason why we are requesting for your name. And then we are going to ask your question. So once you ask the question, now any question that has been asked now that we have not checked, any other mentor coming on board to have his own office hour will definitely answer your question. We definitely answer, so you won't have any challenge. So this is the best way to learn. We are going to encounter challenge. Yeah, definitely. That's why we are here. We are here to put you through and make your tasks easy. So someone said, I've clicked on post. I can't see the form aspects.
Okay, Isiaka, let me take that.
Okay. I'll be reading the question so that maybe you can go ahead. I'll be reading the question so you can answer.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Please stop sharing so I can just share.
Okay, please go ahead. I'm seeing people saying that I believe that next time you give good explanation before giving assignment. Okay, that's noted. we'll take it up from our end. But please, you also, I don't see logically, I don't see it a way forward. Don't be in a rush to submit a task that you don't understand, because if you submit a task that you don't understand, you are more likely to get 0 than you waiting till maybe 5 minutes to the end and submit and you understand it. We have the comment, you have the discussion forum. If you post a question that, okay, I don't understand this task, they will definitely respond to you. So, but we are just starting. We all want we want 99.9% of this cohort to graduate, especially the front end. We want everyone to graduate, and we want to see you getting your first job after this training. So please, we are here to help you. We are not here to sanction you. We are here to make it simpler. So please, just make sure you follow the simple rules and regulations. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so very much, Isiaka. Thank you so very much, Isiaka. So for the tax, right, people saying that we should post clear instructions for the tax. The tax that has been sent out for front-end engineers, right? I don't know if it's I don't know if some of the people complaining here are not front-end guys, but let's assume that everyone complaining are front-end guys. This place says, based on the video introducing front-end development, create a CodePen single page explaining what front-end development is and why you chose this part. This is a very, very clear instruction. The assignment, the task says you can submit, you have to create 25th. So let's see when this task expires. Okay, it's not showing on my end, probably because I'm signed in as a mentor, but yeah, on your end, it should show you the tax deadline. It should show you the tax deadline. The tax is for the week, I think so. Well, you should confirm the dates, right? The tax deadline. Nobody actually, no, you should not be too in a haste to submit your assignment. That's why we have the resources. You're supposed to go through the resources at least before attempting your tax. The resources are there to help you attempt your tax. So go through the resources. You may even find out that many of the issues you're having now, like some people submitted a CodePen link, a CodePen URL, right? So when they submitted the CodePen URL, they did not, some people like submitted only like just the way we have 1-2 lines here as the assignment solution. That is actually your fault because you did not read the instruction. The instruction says 100 words. Some people came here and then filled in the answer here. If you watch the videos, the resources, you should know how to use CodePen, right? So it is very, very important that you watch these resources. You watch the videos first before attempting your task. And then when it comes to the Google Docs, those that did not make it accessible, right? Google Docs, normally any document you are sending to anybody, you are supposed to make it accessible. But let's assume that, okay, fine, you did not know about the fact that you are supposed to make the document accessible. That's fine. Now we have told you, those that have not submitted, please make your file accessible. And it is not too late. If you have submitted and you have not been graded, quickly make your file accessible. Change it to anyone with the link can view. And it's automatically, I think it will automatically update, right? I should be able to view your link, right? So those talking about, somebody said, I submitted my tax 12 hours ago and it has not been graded, right? The tax lasts for 1 week. So if you have submitted and you have not been graded, please be patient. For the Zurich cohort, we have thousands of students registered. As you can see here, that we have about 19,876 tax already submitted, and we have graded 10,999. You must say that we are trying, right? We are really, really trying. So we have this amount of tax, right? And we have graded this, and we are still grading. So if you have not seen your grade, if your tax have not been graded, please be patient. We are going to grade it, right? So for the form, I submitted the form, right, for front end guys, because I am a front end developer, and I submitted the office hours, the office hours, right, the office hours post for front end developers. Well, I'm going to publish it again for full stack guys. My bad. I'll publish it again for full stack guys. Since I have just seven people that have viewed this post. It appears that we have more full stack developers than front end developers, right? Or probably we have more full stack developers that are active than front end developers. So I'm going to repost this, right? I'm going to repost this so that all full stack developers can see my post about the form. And please, you're a full stack developer. I am a front-end developer. We are teaching front-end. We are not teaching full stack. So if you see my form on front-end, please follow the instruction. Fill in only front-end question concerning the topic we are teaching. Only front-end questions. Do not fill in a Python question. I'm not going to attend to it because I don't do Python. Do not fill in a Node.js question or a PHP question. Please fill in only a front-end question in the form. So I'm going to repost that for you all to see it, for full stack guys to see it. I'm going to post that again after this class. And then some people are asking if they can watch this video again. It is actually a live stream. It is recorded to YouTube. So even after this class, this old record will always be on YouTube. So you can always check the records and watch it again to, you know, get some, or to remind yourself of some things that we said in class. So you can always watch it again at any point in time. And then I can see the tax. Okay, so I think that is it for now. We didn't get it on the LMS for front end. Really? Okay, so I don't know why it's like that on your end, 3D. Probably you have to refresh, but that's fine. I'm going to, I'm going to make sure I check this again, right? And I'll probably repost it. So if there are any errors in my posts, everything is going to be working fine. So I'll repost the post again for you all to see. Nice. So Isiaka, you can continue. I don't think I can find any other questions. Please, we are checking the YouTube, we're checking the YouTube live stream right now for questions. And that's simply because you all did not see the form for questions. Once we start working with the form, like from next class now, we are expected to fill in your questions in that form. Once we start a live stream, we attend to questions on the form and not look at YouTube chats. You understand? We'll attend to the question on the form first. So if we finish attending to the questions on the form and there's still time, we can now take a look at the YouTube chat channel. So if you know your question is very important to you and you want us to answer it, kindly use the form to fill in your question concerning the front end week 1 content, right? Every week I'm going to be sending out form for each content. So for this week, kindly use the form. From next class, we'll attend to questions from the form first because we run the program with orderliness and we actually strictly follow what we push out there. So Isiaka, please, if you have anything, let me look at questions. Oh, am I still on the call?
Yeah, you're still on the call.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think we have answered most of their questions. Yeah, for the full stack, it will be posted again. Are we to use HTML elements in the CodePen assignment? You are not required to use it because we just want you to post. We just want you to write something on using the CodePen and submit the link. But just tell us why you have chosen front end. So you are not required to use any HTML, or it's not a requirement. You just need to submit just like a text, just like you are going to write normal essay or normal description of what happened. So that's what we are expecting from you. So you are not required to use any HTML. But there's no form in my post. People keep asking this. Is there? Please go through that. If you go through that post in discussion on what Victoria published, you definitely see a form there, or you see a link in the form. You see a word called form. Just go through it. Most of it you don't read through it before you start making the comments. Go through it and you will see the form there. Please, Are we getting a regrading? Well, I'm not sure about that, But I can only work. What I can only say about it is that make sure you, if you have been graded, you can make sure you can try and do the restriction stuff. If that's been approved, you will, and if that's not been approved, you still we have a long way to go. You have a lot of marks to claim. Just make sure you are using the right thing.
Okay. Thank you,
The
sir.
office hours. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let me just quickly explain something about the assignment. So if you want to, the assignment says, the first one says you should, set up your environment and stuff like that, and then send the link to your profile. So when you click on Gmail, just like what Isiaka did, I'm just going to, create a new Google document, and I'm just going to create a new Google document and explain something about it. So I'm just going to click new here. So please, we are actually, since you have seen it clearly that we are grading a lot of students, and it will be very, very nice. It will be very, very nice to, make things actually easy for us. See this assignment here to, where is it? This assignment says resources. Oh, where is the assignment? Just click on tax again. So this assignment says sign up on the following platforms. So I'm just going to click that. So this assignment now, it says sign up on the following platform and submit the links to your profile. All profile links should be in a Google Docs, right? In a Google Doc. So create the Google Doc. Now, let's assume that, let me click on this CodePen. So put the link to your profile, right? You have created your CodePen. So you click on your profile. This is my profile, for example, now. I'm just going to click on this. I don't have my picture, but this is my profile. And I'm just going to copy this link here, right? I'll copy this link here. And to make things very easy for us, right? It is nice for you to know, make your work look very okay, right? As front-end developers, you're actually building front-end, you're building what people will use. So if you cannot actually make your documents look attractive, it's not a good sign, because as a front-end developer, you're supposed to build what people will use, what people will enjoy seeing. So at least you can start practicing the art of front-end development by submitting your assignments in an orderly manner, submitting your assignments in a way that looks okay, right? So you can start with that, So for the assignment now, it says submit links. So you can just put something like links to profile. You can put something like links to profile. Like you put this as an heading, right? I like using this font. So links to profile. Now you want to paste your CodePen link. So you can put the name here, CodePen profile link, right? And then put the link. You understand? This way now, we're just going to know, okay, this link is for the CodePen. You put other one, GitHub link, GitHub profile link, Stack Overflow profile link, like this, like this. If you want to even make things better as a front-end developer, to make your work look better, you can just, remove this link from here. This is your link that you want to post. Remove it from here. Click on this. I like this link here, this link. Then you insert it, insert link. Insert it. This will make your work look better. This will make your work look better. For you to be a front-end developer, you have to make your things look fine at least. So CodePen profile link or URL, whatever you want to call it. You can see that this looks good. If I'm grading now, I'll be happy. I'm just going to click here and just confirm that yes, you actually created an account with CodePen. And sweet, you understand? So if some people too, let's say you don't want to do it this way now. So let's say you don't want to do it this way, and you just want to paste your link beside it. Some people will actually post their link and they're not going to make it clickable. You want to make sure that your link is clickable, because we're grading like thousands and thousands of students. It will not be nice for us to open your assignment and then start copying your link like this. After we copy it like this, we'll now go to new tab and paste it to see what is there. It will not be nice. It's going to make things slow, and you now end up complaining that, oh, you have not, your tasks have not been graded and stuff like that. So you can still help us to help you. You understand? Make your link clickable. You either embed it in a text, or if you are putting it this way, make sure that it's clickable. Make sure that it's clickable. If you have put in the link and it's not clickable, you can just highlight it, right click. You see here that because now it's clickable, but you will see an option that says insert link. It will become a link. If I remove link now, it will not be a link again. You can come here and say insert link. It will be a link. So open your work, we'll just click it and then do what you want to do, grade you, and sweet, everybody is happy, right? So this is actually one thing. As a front-end developer, as a front-end, you understand, you have to be practicing front-end in every single thing you're doing, right? So I think that's very important for me to, let you guys know. So, and also we have so many office hours. So if you miss an office hour, you can join any other office hour, you understand? So you don't need to feel pressured if you miss one. You can always join another one. But one thing that will help you is putting your question in a form. Putting your question in a form, so that we'll always attend to it, right? So that's awesome. So Isiaka, please, you can proceed. I just wanted to make that point.
Okay, I think
okay, somebody said
okay,
this is what I did, and I got a poor grade. So if you did it this way, it is possible that you did everything well, but you did not make your link accessible. I mean, if you write, if you are going for JAMB, or let's say you are going for an exam that requires that you submit. Okay, let's say somebody tells you, please, submit a box that contains your certificates. Or submit a box that contains your CV. Or let's even say you're applying for an online job and they said submit your CV. Are you going to submit a CV that is not accessible? If you submit a CV that is not accessible, they will not tell you that it's not accessible. They'll just pass you. So even without anybody telling you, you have to be extra smarter. You have to be smarter. You understand? So if you submit a link containing your CV and it's not accessible, the company will leave you behind. You understand? So maybe you did everything well, but we could not see your work, right? So you want to make sure that your link is actually very, very accessible. Yes. So the assignment says, please, the CodePen assignment said we should use Google Docs to submit. Yes. So when you finish doing your CodePen assignment, you actually click the link here. When you finish doing your CodePen assignment, you click the link here, okay, just the way I did it that time, right? This is my CodePen assignment now. This is my solution. You copy this link here. When you copy the link, then your Google Docs now, you can now say something like CodePen assignment, and then put CodePen assignment link, and then you post your CodePen link here. You paste your CodePen link here. You paste your CodePen link here. You click on share. Just like what Isiaka explained, you click on share. Anyone with the link can view. You can make the person to edit it, comment or stuff like that, but we don't need that. We just want to view your work. Copy the link, and this is the link. This link that you copied, that is what you will submit. If you do your CodePen assignment and you submit to send your link to your Google Docs like this, you just send your CodePen link directly. You will get automatic 0.5 for not following instructions. because we care a lot about instruction. We want to make sure that you are learning how to follow instructions, even after like you're learning how to follow instructions. We want to be sure that you're learning how to follow instruction, apart from the fact that you're learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? So if you submit your CodePen link directly and you did the assignment where you still get 0.5, you have to follow the instructions. Create a Google Docs, paste the link there, and submit your Google Docs. I hope that's clear. So, and also when it comes to regrading, right? We don't regrade except it is absolutely our fault, right? If we tell you to do something and you do something else, it is your fault and you get the consequences. So if you're supposed to get 5 points and you do something wrong, you get your 0.5, just the way JAMB is. When you go and write JAMB and you fill in the wrong answer, there's nothing like regrading your JAMB score. You have failed, you have failed. So you want to make sure that you're following instructions. The only time that JAMB will say, okay, sit again for the exam is if the problem is absolutely the fault of JAMB. It's absolutely JAMB's fault. That is when they will give you the opportunity to sit for the exam again. But if it's your fault, then I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. So that is the same thing that you should apply here. If you submit your assignment, let's say you're supposed to submit 100 words, you submit 3 lines and you get 0.7 or 0.8 if we're so nice. I'm just joking. Or you get 0.8 or 1 or whatever you get, right? That is your fault because you did not follow instruction. So you want to be sure, right? You want to be sure that you're following instructions before even asking for a regrade, right? So that is it. So Isiaka, please go on. I know I've spoken, I've been talking since.
Yeah, I think we can round up the class. This 6:40. We are just seeing repetitive questions. Please, our next office class of the office hour. Please make sure you use the form to ask your question. We'll be moving strictly to HTML now, so you have a lot of things to learn and you have a lot of challenges. So please make use of the form. It's more easier for us to communicate than using we have to scroll through your chats or conversations. Please make sure you use it. Is there anyone front-end developer work on design and since? Okay, the reason why as a front-end developer you must know the basis of let's say Figma is that you must be able to, how do I call it, have a mock design, like what you are expecting. For example, now you must be able to create a mock-up like, okay, I want my input to be like this on Figma. I want 2 inputs, or you must be able to design something. And also, it also gives you some assets when you are working with a designer or something like that. At times, the designer might, but this is not common, but this is just a joke. A designer might give you an edit access on his Figma board, then you can be able to work on it. Or basically, it's also a plus in the job industry when you are searching for a job and you know that you can use Figma. At least you can be able to mock up some things. It will be easier. That will make them it will give an upper edge on someone that doesn't have. So it's good that you have an account, because if you are not making any design, you'll be needing to interpret a design. Like if things that okay, I have a Figma. If I hope I'm not sharing my screen. If I open my Figma account, you see some design there. Then I will need to interpret it. So it's either I will need to maybe make a copy or something like that. So you also need to know design to some extent. So I think that should answer your question. Akinware Mark. I don't like UI UX. Guy, I'm signing up for Figma. So it's just you are just only going to know the basics. So, and it's going to be a plus if you try to know more about it. So you are going to get the republished stuff, please. And I think we can start rounding up the class. We don't have much. Where can full stack developer find the form for questions? Because I can't find it on my LMS. Reliance. Yeah. So where you can find it, please check your post and under discussion. You see post under discussion on your LMS. Please, as one good thing about because one thing about tech is that it's just about what you can figure out. There's no problem you encounter that someone else have not encountered, but you must be able to figure it out. You must be able to ask the question So now that you have given access to LMS, take your time, take 20 minutes or 30 minutes of time to walk through the page. Click on anything clickable. Just make sure that you are not submitting anything, so that you're able to have an idea, because so you won't be left behind also. Ignorance at times is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse, please. So you have the elements, please try and work on it. At this junction, I will be rounding up, and if you see any question again, any important question, we'll definitely answer it. But please make sure you use the form to get your. Someone said how to get Figma profile link. Okay. Allow me to share the screen. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. Yeah, let me share this. Okay, now if you have your Figma, this is my Figma account. Okay, let me just, so I will not open. Now I'm opening figma.com now, so you can see. You just like you have your Facebook, you have your LinkedIn profile URL. It's always easier to get all through all these things. So my page is loading. So if it's loaded, you always have. I've seen some people that have submitted. Okay, it's loading now. So now I'm logging as Isiaka. It's okay. Now if you go here, internal profile. Now this is your profile now. If you click on this will definitely, if you copy this now, come in. Yeah, if you copy this and you, yes, I think this is my profile. I'm trying to be sure. Okay, let me copy this to a private window and see what we are going to have. Okay, now you have to sign, because I think I'm, where do I have this thing? Okay. I think we should give, no. Okay. Okay. Now, if I open this, okay, if I continue with my, so if I open this, let me just, because I don't want to open my browser in incognito. If I open it here, no, ask me again, close or. Okay, if I open it here, so I'll definitely have it. This is my team. So the same thing for your whole once you copy the URL, definitely once I'm signing, I will be able to see, I'll be able to see the profile, your profile. So that's how it will work. So for you to get your Figma profile link, there's no WhatsApp group. We are not aware of that. We don't have any WhatsApp group for now. We are aware it doesn't. It's just to be the more accessible community since the Discord channel isn't available for now. So, but for now, Zuri doesn't have a WhatsApp group. So please be careful of joining any WhatsApp group. Are we going to be taught React Vue as a framework in JS? You'll be introduced to React, but most especially, based on the curriculum, you'll be taught thoroughly about JavaScript. Any other framework can be learned once you know the basis of JavaScript. Like now, if you know JavaScript very well, you can pick up React, you can pick up Next.js and other things like that. So it will be easier for you. Yeah, it's asking for my details because I don't really have my, I didn't log in, this incognito, so I didn't log in on the browser, so I don't have my details there. That's why I'll be having that. Victoria, can we get a schedule of what to be discussed in each office hour? What will be discussed in each office hour is based on the topic or on the week. Like week one now, we are talking about introduction to front-end. So whatever we are going to be talking on that office hour for that weekend will be introduction to front-end development. Next week, we'll be talking about HTML. So that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. At this junction, I would like to say thank you to everyone for coming on board, and special thanks to Victoria also for having this section together. So if we don't have any other question, we have this 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes that we are supposed to have round up. So I say thank you to everyone for joining this class. Looking forward to seeing you in other class. Please make sure you watch the video. Please watch the video. It's not enough to just sign up because you'll be needing it. You'll be needing all these things going forward for your other tasks. Make sure you watch the YouTube video on several introductions, please. Yeah, I think that's all. Will you be able to grade us? Yes, we'll grade you. I don't know who you are directing questions to. If you submit your tasks, definitely we are going to grade you. So at this junction, thank you all for joining and see you next time. Bye.
Okay, guys. Bye. See you next time. Bye.